it's challenging for sure. And how these two teams play that challenge out, probably going to be very different between the double dualies and the who even knows what Boops Boops is running. I just need to see.
Let's see what they're running.
But I'm sure that this is something that they will have thought out, because Ziff recently wrote up a document on the fundamental strategy of this game. And one of the examples, I think, was actually Inkblot. For how one goes about moving forward across the map. So they're going to have a game plan. They're going to have those boxes that they need to control mapped out and planned out ahead of time, probably with the weapons and which weapons are going to take which figured out as well.
Let's see how they apply that document that you've said into this game. Coming in, Hot and Cold versus Boops Boops. There is that rapid deco from Fusion.
Yep.
Generally backless comp from Boops Boops, but yeah.
So they're going to have a Snipe Rider for Hot and Cold. They were running Coolerless before, definitely not here now. And then it's going to be a Zap who's going to be giving the Cooler. So it's on the Zap to stay alive here, but so far successful for Hot and Cold. They definitely win that fight, and if this 1v1 goes away, it should wipe out. Perfect. They love that. They've got 2 players up still. The Cooler's just all the way up there. Like, go get them, fellas.
Yeah. K just going all the way in there, just like that.
Yeah, K is not afraid. K goes down, but that's okay. Because they're going to be jumping back in here soon with the Cooler.
Yeah. And we see Hot and Cold just pushing all the way up, and the Zipcaster coming in, just pushing it, trying to get control of this upper platform.
That checkpoint is huge.
And
they're not done either.
Yeah,
this
they pushed it.
No, that's delayed wipe.
And
so
oh my god, that
staggers.
Zuka.
Latios just popping off with that Zuka.
Yeah, this last checkpoint is already breaking down, and another Cooler down on tower.
And they've got cover on the tower too. Oh my god. The fact that that stopped it all is...
This Inkjet
No, it didn't stop! Who got there? Was K there?
I think so. With
what
the
happened?
apples? Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
The Inkjet went up, and I think they just didn't catch them in time. And just sneaks, and K just sneaks in and just takes the tower to the last like 5 points.
That's such a hard situation to play as Fusion, because both of your weapons are AoE anyway.
Yeah.
You might as well take the high ground with it, but there's also a little bit of liftoff, and during that time, maybe K was able to sneak in while Fusion wasn't able to see it at all.
Yeah,
so
just a little delay, just being just enough of a window for K to sneak in, take the tower. Taking game 1 for Hot and Cold.
Absolutely beautiful snowball from Hot and Cold there. They just edged out the fight in mid, just got like 1 extra pick, but they were then able to use that 3v2 to get 1 clean, and it became a 2v0 numbers advantage.
And then it just snowballed from there with a couple staggers here and there from the Trizuka as well. With I believe it was a double as well with the Trizuka.
And that really illustrated the advantage of the Tacticooler really well, because K, we saw, got immediately taken out from being up there on bats, but just K's mere presence on bats held the enemy team, the defenders, off of bats long enough that somebody else was able to walk forward to take K's place. And when K came back in, K still had things she could do to keep things moving forward. So the offense definitely overwhelming there. They got huge value out of their Zipcaster as well when they needed to clear bats at that crucial moment. And then the Zuka from Latios to lock things up. Just really, really well played push. Had a really, really good plan for how to take that crucial bats area.
Yes.
So both these teams very experienced, and they're going to come in with a game plan. Boops Boops, I think, wants to slow things down. I think they want to make it so that Hot and Cold is running into them instead of them trying to run forward into Hot and Cold. I think if they're able to do that here, they're going to have a better chance of being able to control the game, maintain the situation they're in.
Let's see how they can get this done on Umami Ruins Clan Blitz here.
Interesting. Locke pulling out a Bamboozler here instead.
And again with the no cooler comp from Hot and Cold.
Right. I'm
with the
curious.
double dualies.
My team ran Bamboo for a while.
Yeah.
And then one day, the Bamboo player just picked up Snipe Rider and was doing better. First time that he'd ever tried it in a competitive setting, and it just worked better immediately.
I think the Bamboo is just working pretty well for Hot and Cold right here. Instantly scored just like that with a power slam.
Yeah, the whale buffs definitely, or the points to special buff rather, definitely help. But we'll see. I mean, it's working for them so far, and maybe they're just confident that they're winning these fights well enough that they don't need to have the insurance policy.
Yeah, Boop Boop does clear them out finally, but Hot and Cold does push it all the way down to 41 with that. Finally getting some control of mid. Try to build a push of their own, get some power clamp going.
All right, Zuka goes out. Let's see what they can get with this. There's also the cooler, which they're going to be able to grab from both sides thanks to its placement in mid.
This Inkjet's also available for boost, see if they can get anything done, but that carbon gets picked off. And Hot and Cold are going to collapse in. Not quite getting a fusion does shut that down.
And there's that jump back in, and so they're going to have this numbers advantage for slightly longer.
Inkjet does go up for boost as they all collapse on the right side.
Yeah, they've had a steady stagger. They just haven't quite moved forward with it yet.
Yeah, they need to just clean this up really cleanly, but no, not quite. Yeah, that's going to get camped down, and Boost does go all the way down with a wipeout.
Impressive fighting there from Hot and Cold, because without the cooler, they had to basically splat twice as many players.
Yeah. But we're now with map control going in Hot and Cold side. They're trying to get a push, but not quite that rapid. Deco does take it out. Ultra East just trying to make their way in, but does get traded out.
Yeah, the Carbon hasn't seemed like it's been able to really get in yet. They haven't had the paint control yet.
Yeah, and Hot and Cold does drop all the way down, wipeout just like that. Boost Boop's getting a big opening here. Getting the clams one more for power clam there.
Oh.
There's the power clam.
There is score. Sometimes those miscommunications on the clams can cost you, but this is a strong 8-jet position that's going to clear players out of this defensive area.
Super jump does come in. Gets an extra power clam in the basket, but not quite. Boost does go down.
2v2. Lock is in position at the basket, though. That probably signals that this push is over.
Just like that. Does get a good 40 on the board. It's a good start for Boost.
Yeah, definitely in striking distance at this point. They just need 2 power clams or whatever other combination they can get.
Yeah. Should be good. And they get... No, Hot and Cold does get that first pick, though. Makes it really tough. The whale does come out in addition. Inkjet goes up, though.
Inkjet will get one for sure. Now, can they set up for another one? Not quite. They're not going to get there.
Yeah. No, they do! Just like that, the last shot. Hot and Cold down to 1 player.
Wild.
Here comes a jump in. Not quite, but we're getting the push in.
This is enough clams for them to take lead right here, and they do.
Yeah, just like that. Unfortunately, a wipeout, so that lead is not that big.
Wipeout, but they do have cooler, so they are going to be back in about in mid by the time it's time to defend here.
Yeah, Hot and Cold, this lead is not extremely solid from Boost. But this Carbon's getting in, getting 2 just like that.
Perfect from Ultra Yeats, and that's collapsing on the backside. That is how you play a flank. You push the enemy team in 2 different directions. One from behind, the rest of the team is engaging from the front, and that's why that works so well.
Yeah, perfect play from Boost. Getting really big control of mid, collecting the clams. Here comes the Tacticooler. They're going to go in with this.
1-for-1 trade, so far not a huge difference, but Boops in good position here. They might be able to get a score going.
Zuka got 1. This might be the opening Boops needs with the Inkjet coming in as well. There's the score. Here comes the clams going in the basket with only 1 left on a Hot and Cold that's up. Down and fighting in spawn with that Carbon. Finally going down.
Did they just throw a clam at the enemy team?
I think I saw that too, yeah.
So 10 points now for Boops. Really big lead that Hot and Cold is going to have to overcome. That is, just doing the math in my head really quickly, it's something like 3 power clams?
Sounds all right, yeah, like 70 to, yeah, that sounds all right.
That's a lot of scoring that needs to happen, and they only have 45 seconds to make it happen with Boops in control of mid at the moment.
Yeah, and this paint control allows this Carbon from Ultra East to just do whatever they want, really, all around the map. Hot and Cold's going to need to find something to dislodge people from this position. But they're still dropping just 1 by 1 here and there. And it's just enough. They do get a pick there, so which might be enough as Zuka. But the Carbon comes and trades it out.
Yeah, so Boops is doing everything they need to right now. 3 down on Hot and Cold. Might actually be able to try for the KO here.
Yeah, the Inkjet comes up. It looks like they might go for it. Yeah, there's
with
the
time being what it is, I don't think they get a KO for sure, but they definitely, oh, maybe they do.
1 more clam. The jumping.
This is it.
Yeah, there it is.
The overkill. Oh, they missed it.
Okay. It's going to be...
Wait, if there's a wipe, they might get a jump in. This might be a little too soon. They might need to keep people alive. They don't even go for the jump.
They do get the score in, though. This is going to be the time. Reflyer going in.
Reflyer's going to create some space, but it won't get the kills yet.
But chase the last one up.
This is doable, and they have a pity that they can jump in here. They just need to get someone under the basket.
Chase is not quite... There's the jump. Is there enough time, though? It does go in?
What?
No! What?
Oh, my goodness. You usually don't see that in LAN environments.
Yeah. Wow. Really close game there.
that still wasn't the game. They still needed, I think, 5 more individual clams, which was going to be hard. So I don't think it necessarily made a difference. But, man, it looked like there was hope for just a second there.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it went in, too.
Right, yeah. No, it totally was on target, and, like, it went in on everybody's screens, and then the game was just like, you know what? I think I am actually done now.
Yeah, not today.
Much better showing there from Boops Boops. Now that it's played out, I have to question the bamboo choice. Because, number one, they're working without Tacticooler. But number two, the reason that we're not seeing as much Inkjet right now is basically Snipe Rider. It's that you have a Charger that's in the meta that has a really good matchup against the Inkjet.
Yes.
So you suppress that, and I feel like there's a lot less pushing power that Boops Boops would have had with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they know that Fusion is one-tricking it. Maybe that's information that only we are privy to.
Possibly.
But at some point, you have to look at that and go, well, that's the comp they're running. This does beat it.
Yeah.
And Locke, we have seen, has an excellent Snipe Rider. So, I don't know. Maybe it was an experiment, but I'm surprised that they at least didn't put somebody on like an NZAP or something to fill in the cooler role in the meantime.
Yeah. They do have mostly just those short-range shooters, so it does make that Inkjet really tough to deal with otherwise with just the Bamboozler. So maybe they might just bring back a Snipe Rider here.
I could also see it being data collection. I could see it being they're thinking, this is a pools match, we're already up 1. Let's try this so that later on when we can't afford to drop a game, we know whether this is going to work or not. Maybe that's their thinking there. I don't know.
It's your limit testing.
Exactly. Making a Squid School content reference. On comms with me. Oh my god. Anyway.
Getting into it, we're going to see Barnacle and Dime splat zones for these two. 1-1 between Hot and Cold and Boops Boops. We do see the Sniper to come back out on this Charger map that we were talking about earlier.
Double Zuka coming out from that squad as well. So it looks like the chase is going off the dualies, and then the crowd groans. But hey, this is a Zuka map, okay? This map, Zuka can hit everything here. It's disgusting. So I don't blame them in the slightest for trying to go for that, especially if they're trying to pull out all the stops and win here.
Boops Boops
Big
does get
flank from Ultra Yeats takes out Chase, and that will put a lot of people on the back foot, but oh my god.
Not quite enough, though. They
absolutely unshakable is Latios on that shot. Every time I think that Latios should be running away, they just stay in and win anyway.
Yeah. And the Zuka comes out from Hot and Cold, just holding the stack position, not letting Boops Boops get back in. This quick lead flip, the short, doesn't really matter. The Inkjet does get 1 trades out. Not quite enough, though. Hot and Cold still having control.
Boops Boops is going to need more than just a 1-for-1 trade here. They need control, and they don't have it right now. They're starting to fight before they actually have specials and whatnot. Ziff goes down before being able to use a special, and just full control now for Hot and Cold.
And a forced Inkjet, not quite getting any value there for Boops Boops.
Yeah, and they're down, too.
And now their Boops Boops are just stuck in their spawn. Timer ticking down.
Ziff gets out, but only manages to trade, and again, that's not enough. You've got to get a clean advantage if you ever want to retake.
With 20 on the board and only an NZAP up, this is going to be really tough for Boops Boops.
Yeah, at this point, it's actually impossible for them to reach it in time.
Yeah, with no time left at all for Boops Boops. Hot and Cold having a really cold shutout there, taking a 2-1.
That felt a little undisciplined. It felt a little bit like fights were being taken before Boops Boops was ready, before they'd really built up their resources, before they'd all assembled.
Yeah.
Like, usually you don't see someone running into the corner, the far right corner as you're spawning in out there, you know, where you've got the wall to climb up to get to your snipe. You usually don't see people swimming up to that before specials are out, before someone's really been forced to move. But we just kind of had people running in there.
Yeah.
All in the same direction, too. Not a lot of, like, different angles being taken. So hopefully they're able to kind of clean that up and figure out what they need to do to play together more. Swimming out onto Robo Ramen next. That's going to be our next map mode. Hot and Cold up 2-1 in the set, but very close so far. It's been exciting for sure.
Some very close games here.
What am I looking at here? I'm looking at Rainmaker Robo Ramen.
Yes, we're actually going to see Rainmaker this time.
Yeah, and this time it is the correct
For
one.
real this time,
Yes. That might have been what threw us off, actually, that it's
Maybe.
in this round of pools.
Yeah.
That is the correct one.
Possibly. Yeah, it's in basically the same spot too, so
Yeah.
that might have been it.
So, anyway. Rainmaker is going to play a lot differently than Clamblitz will, of course. The sniper position on defense is a lot less relevant just because you don't have to spend anywhere near as long in the area that the Charger is defending. Whereas in Clamblitz, you're going to be scoring there the entire time. So a little bit less defense favored, but I think Locke is still going to be happy with the angles they're going to get here, assuming they play a Charger. Who knows? What? Okay, I didn't jinx it this time.
Yeah.
We're going for the same comp here this time. Awesome. Okay. Rolling out, very similar comp to, I think, almost identical. I think Ziff wasn't on the T-Tech before, but otherwise very similar.
Yeah. Very similar.
Fusion
very fast pick
knows that position.
Yes.
Oh, they're shooting at the back of the pedestal.
That was a very fast wipeout and a checkpoint, just like that for Boops Boops.
Boops Boops just giving them a little bit of a boop behind their checkpoint there.
Yes.
Fusion is already in this massively powerful position.
And the Inkjet goes up just like that.
Oh, that's huge for them. Great start, and that should get them.
Yeah, there's a pick.
All you needed there was AoE. Fusion is still in position, and this is a K. Oh no,
not
not
quite. Down to 2 points though. It's still really tough defense, but one more pick there, that's gonna make it really tough. But no, it looks like they might have to give this up here.
They're not gonna give it up yet. They are gonna hold ground.
Wait, they did grab it. Okay.
Oh, Fusion needed one more hit there, didn't get it.
Ah, okay, now it's done.
All right.
Now it's full and proper done.
All right, all you gotta do is be in the air about to dunk. Easy.
Easy. No problem, right?
We might be able to get the rarest, the rarest of all scores here, a 1-2. That is a possible outcome in this match now.
Yes. This position from Fusion is so strong at the bottom, poking up on their top platform.
Able to scout out what the frontliners are going to be looking at when they come around the elbow there.
Very fast trade though there.
Yeah, with the cooler, Boops is happy to just run in, especially since they've got the lead here. They're just going to try and make it as difficult as possible.
Yeah, dropping that Rainmaker on the low ground, just make it really annoying to push out of.
Right. It's just going to take so much longer, and by the time it happens, look at, they still haven't even popped it yet.
Yeah. They need the ink, they need the pressure area.
And in fact, Boops is still just in control.
Yeah. I mixed up the teams there, but yeah.
Sometimes the camera whips around and you're just like, wait, who are we looking at now?
Yeah, I just saw like this T-Tech, just Ziff, I think, moving around and just like turning different directions. I just got completely lost, but we do see this push. It's just purple. This Rainmaker shield is just purple.
Yeah, they're happy to leave it there. You know, like we were talking about earlier on, where you leave the shield your color, that makes it twice as difficult to pop.
Yeah.
And even though it's on their side, Hot and Cold still have not been able to get their numbers over there. And this is with the Tacticooler. This is just really dominant play. It might be that AoE weapons are really strong here, that we're getting a lot of play that we haven't quite been able to see it on the Carbon Deco that's doing a lot of work. But here's Hot and Cold's chance. They finally get 3 down. They've got it picked up. They've got control of that first checkpoint with 3 players looking at it, a Zuka ready to go. This checkpoint does not get stopped, but they might get stopped after.
Yeah, this Inkjet coming in from Boops. Just quickly putting a halt on this push. See if Hot and Cold can get anything else out of this.
They do have a cooler here, so that's gonna be... Oh, I don't know if they have the positioning. They can stand there, though.
Yeah, that Zuka also got traded out really fast, right on the pop, so this push will be really tough. That Rainmaker reset, and that makes this push.
Beautifully played from Ziff there. Absolutely pushing right to their limits to do exactly what they needed to do and nothing more.
Yes. Here comes the tri-strike down from Ziff as well. Just getting a little extra room in mid, just getting control. Here comes the Rainmaker. They're going to make their way up.
Ziff going in for this flank here, which is keeping Locke busy.
Yeah.
But the Rainmaker was held up in mid and wasn't actually able to get anywhere during that time. So it looks like the effect was wasted.
Nice little trade there.
Yeah, we love our rolled torpedoes,
Is so
as the Rapid Deco.
Yeah.
It's so sick.
Great trade there. Boops still going to have good control here.
Chase using a technique that I've talked about in the past to put the Rainmaker shot on the side of a wall.
Yes.
That I demonstrated using that exact position. Someone's been watching their Squid School or figuring it out on their own.
Here comes Zuka from Boost Boost. They're doing this. Boost Boost is playing incredibly disciplined with this Rainmaker, just keeping it purple, just this whole entire game. Hanko finally going to get their way in. Was that the Rainmaker?
I think Rainmaker.
Yeah.
Either that or just getting hit with the Sniper Rider shots on the back of it. But looking good for Hot and Cold right now, having gotten a couple players. They're going to try and move into mid, but they just need a way in, and they've not found that yet.
Rainmaker does reset, give Hot and Cold a little bit of a window. Inkjet comes out though from Fusion.
Yeats is looking dangerous right now. Dives
That's
in,
an
gets
angle,
one,
wow.
and forces the Trizuka out of position too.
Yeah, Boost Boost just shutting that push down real fast, and now they're down to Hot and Cold is down to 2 players with 10 seconds on the clock, down to 1. This can make it really tough for Hot and Cold, and yeah, Boost Boost is just going to take the Rainmaker and run away.
Yeah, and they can just keep running continuously. This is where this play works. If there's so little time left that you can literally just keep running.
Yes.
It's if you have to stop and they have time to catch up to you, that's when this becomes scary.
Yeah.
But especially with as big of a lead as they had, even if you pick up the Rainmaker where they had it, you still don't actually have the lead anymore. So really smartly thought out by Boops Boops to go for it there when they weren't contested and they could just completely lock the game out. 2-2. We are at a Game 5 situation here, and for a potentially important one, I think, this does, I think, impact at least one of them potentially getting in. Okay, here, okay. So it's either top 12 or redemption. That is the difference that's made here.
So winner goes top 12 here.
Winner goes top 12, loser goes redemption. And so it's coming down to the absolute final game. This is, it could not get more pivotal than this.
Yeah. Just an incredibly important Game 5 here coming in. Going to be on Hagglefish Tower Control.
Hagglefish Tower Control. So this is a very strong Rapid Blaster map. This is one where even when Rapid Deco has not been meta, I will still pull it out for specifically this map mode. So Fusion is definitely happy to be seeing this.
Yeah.
I still have not really been able to wrap my head around what Boops Boops was doing differently to just not lose fights ever the way that they were in that match. I don't know if it was just the map mode was more conducive to their comp. I don't know if they were playing more disciplined, but something changed.
Something switched, yeah.
And I have to give them the momentum going into this last game. They've definitely pulled it back, but Hot and Cold, like we've seen, is perfectly capable of beating this team.
Yeah.
So it's going to come down to which team has the better comp, the better strats, and how the fights play out.
Yeah, we're going to have to see if Boops can really hold it down and just keep things together if they lose that first fight, because that's how we've really been seeing it. If Hot and Cold wins that first fight, then we see Boops kind of sort of collapsing from there. So we need to see Boops really hold it together just to keep this.
They need to not allow Hot and Cold to get momentum.
Exactly.
Very momentum-based, very explosive. But on the retakes, obviously, if that's your comp, it's going to suffer a little bit more.
Yeah.
Here we are rolling out onto Tower Control. And pretty similar comp to what they were playing before, just a T-Tech for the GG special. And we've got the Neo Stamper coming out, so they're going to have a Crab.
Yes. Crab on this map is so strong, especially on top of that 10th position. There's all the sight lines.
It's very nice for holding the frontliners away from those pushes that they're going to try and make through the lanes. Stamper in lane is really, really strong. But it gets taken out on the bottom side of the screen, getting overwhelmed. And 3 down, and 1 has to jump, so that's basically a wipe.
Yeah, Hot and Cold's going to get really big control here. We should have at least an Inkjet from Boost though, so this might be okay, but there's a Tri-Strike coming down.
K is definitely a good one to watch right here, because if this Reef Slider or this flank comes up big, it could be dangerous. Instead, K gets taken out immediately. Beautiful defense there from Boops Boops. Delayed wipe on their part, and they're going to be going right in and taking control again. Cooler is out on the tower path, so it might get killed there, but...
Yeah, got to pick it up real quick. But we do get most of the team getting it, so it should be okay.
Yep.
Tri-Strike coming down from Hot and Cold, just stalling this push a little, taking 2 with that one too.
Great use of that high ground there, and there is just nothing they're going to do if they can't take that area or suppress it or something.
Yeah, and that last player from Boost Boost is going to get pushed out real fast and taken out.
Those pushes were so even, 81 to 80.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even a checkpoint number. That's how close they are playing against each other.
Yeah, these teams are playing it really well here. Tri-Strike does come down from Hot and Cold just to hold that top right position, and the Reef Slider going in just to get a little extra space, and that should be the checkpoint for Hot and Cold.
Yeah, the crab doesn't quite come out fast enough to be able to stop this, and it's actually at a really awkward angle until the tower goes up there.
It does get enough of a position to get in, get that pick, and just stop the tower right there.
Yep. So 52, not a game-ending push by any means, but it does clear a checkpoint, and that, ooh, probably didn't want to go for that extra slash.
Yeah.
But, so 2 down, and that's going to slow Boops down. Or, sorry, it's going to slow Hot and Cold down. It keeps going back and forth, and I'm confused. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But 2-2. Cooler goes out for Hot and Cold, and they're going to start moving up a little bit here. Oh, but they lose K on the left side, so that's going to slow them down.
Yeah, just slowly poking around, getting a little bit of control in mid. Boops is going to try and poke something on the left side, see if they can get anything done, but not quite really getting much position, just trying to poke it mid now.
Yeah. Okay, the crab on tower is actually huge because that is a way that they can open things up without having to use the inkjet. And if they can use the inkjet to clear top right, then that is a really powerful way to... Oh, but Locke with the clutch pick.
Yeah, huge
They haven't
pick.
dislodged the Snipe Rider, so they can't move up like that.
Yeah, that 10 position. Inkjet coming out, too, on that upper right. But
It almost feels like there's too much that the inkjet has to do. It has to clear top left, it has to clear top right, it has to get them through mid. Like... I don't know how else they get through besides maybe Zuka picks or winning a fight. Fusion, or you are crazy. Point blank direct.
Yeah, and then going forward even more. This Zuka does come out though. See if Boops can get anything done. Counter Zuka. Not quite getting that push.
Oh, not in the way for long enough there. I think they might actually get stopped before the checkpoint happens, and that's devastating.
Yeah, forced jump out. Boops is gonna have to put something together to get this push going down. Get past this checkpoint.
Yeah, I think even if the shot stays alive a little bit longer there, even if they go down for nothing, they still probably get the checkpoint, and that would have been a big difference.
Yeah, and Ziff gets found out, trying to sneak on the flank, so that instantly one down, and Hancold gets this quick advantage. Tactical out, Zuka down, and we're gonna, and a pick there.
That's 2 down. Bigger lead coming out here for Hot and Cold now.
Tri-Strike's down as well. That tower's just pushing slowly, and that top right position still being taken. Does get traded out. Actually, no, just a little pick. And that's the second checkpoint down for Hot and Cold.
Oh, this is great tower dancing. They made it so far just on Locke not dying.
Yeah, just dancing around that tower pole.
And it may not be quite as fast as Rainmaker points, but those do matter. Every single one of those.
Kate getting that pick. Wow, I'm surprised. Getting out of that relatively fine. But K is going to get taken out there.
Yeah, option coverage there. Boops in a great position with the inkjet ready to go. Popping it to get rid of the strikes.
Good.
They did not clear the Snipe Rider, though. It is still up there.
Second pick,
another one, though. The frontliner's going to be able to get in off that. This is huge.
Top right position does get cleaned out. And the crab on the top right. That Sniper is
oh, my God. They're staggering their specials so expertly right now.
Yeah. It's so good. And the second checkpoint is slowly... There's someone still top right.
They need this checkpoint. They get the check. That is big. But, oh, no, they only have 10 seconds. They don't have time.
Fusion
is coming in. To the tower immediately.
They do get 1. They do get 2. That's big.
That clutch lockout might just be it. They don't have time. Oh, my goodness. Hot and Cold are popping off right now, and deservedly so.
That last double from Hot and Cold, just enough to really stop the push in its place.
I can't even affront anything that Boops was doing at the end there.
Yeah.
Like, the way that they were playing that was just the perfect push.
Yeah.
They got a checkpoint. They got the second checkpoint cleared. They got a crab up top right. They got their picks, and they just couldn't quite hold on. The fight was there from Hot and Cold.
Yeah.
And they were able to lock it down, prevent anyone from getting back to tower. Just so well played on both sides there. A real back and forth, absolutely deserving of their top spot, but also Boops absolutely deserving of their spot in the redemption bracket.
Very much so.
I would not be surprised at all to see them make it all the way back up into the top 12, because if they're getting edged out that closely for the spot in top 12, they can probably beat some other teams to get up there.
Yeah, definitely.